Mama Nene was a woman of many seasons. Her back curved like the crescent moon, her voice soft but firm like water over rocks. She wore a necklace that clinked when she walked, beads of red, blue, ivory, and black. Nobody really knew the story behind them, but the village children whispered that each one held a soul. The compound was shaded by a large udala tree, and every evening, women gathered with bowls of cassava, children danced barefoot in the dust, and Mama Nene sat on a wooden stool, throwing kola and telling stories. This evening, however, she wasn't telling any. She was waiting. Her granddaughter, Chisom, was coming back from the university. The first in the family to attend university. She was studying mass communication in Enugu and rarely came home. When Chisom arrived, she stepped out of the keke with her headphones on, phone in hand, and lashes too long for any wind to move. She hugged her grandmother lightly. "Mama, good evening. Your girl is now a city babe." "Welcome, my daughter. But city or not, don't forget the road that carried you." "Mama, you and all these proverbs again." They laughed, but the hare already knew that something deep was brewing. Chisom spent the next few days lounging under the udala tree, scrolling endlessly on her phone. She refused to go to the farm, hated fetching water, and wrinkled her nose at roasted yam. "I don't know how you people survived this long without Wi-Fi. This life is prehistoric." Mama Nene chuckled. "Yet it fed you, raised you, and brought you this far." One evening, during dinner, Mama Nene touched the necklace around her neck and said, "Every bead here is a story, a life I touched, a moment God allowed me to matter." Chisom rolled her eyes. "Mama, you people are too dramatic." "Ah, Chisom, we are dramatic because life itself is. Death is not subtle, my child. Birth isn't either. It's blood, sweat, wailing and rejoicing. But you will understand one day." Chisom yawned. Sure. Maybe when I write my book, Village Diaries of a Disconnected Generation." The next morning, a scream tore through the village. Tobe, the 9-year-old son of Mama Nkechi, had been hit by a speeding Okada on his way to fetch water. The rider didn't stop. The boy lay in the red dust, bleeding from his head and leg, surrounded by villagers frozen in shock and smartphones. No one knew what to do. Some live-streamed, others recorded with shaky hands. A few argued about how the government had failed them, but no one moved. Then a blur of blue and brown ran into the scene. It was Mama Nene. Her wrapper was half-tied, feet bare, eyes on fire. "Move! Bring me clean cloth! Call his mother! You, go and boil water!" People scrambled. Mama Nene bent beside the boy. He was unconscious. She took off the wrapper on her waist, tore it, and cleaned his wound. She whispered into his ear, praying. Chisom had followed reluctantly, but now her phone fell from her hand. The smell of blood, the stillness of a child, the echo of Mama's voice. "Not Sobe, not this one, not like this." After over 30 minutes of roadside triage, the boy opened his eyes faintly. The village held its breath. "He blinked!" someone shouted. Mama Nene smiled, exhausted. And then one of the red beads on her necklace fell off and rolled into the dust. Chisom rushed and picked it up. "Mama, your necklace?" "It has broken," she said quietly, because that bead was his life saved. Chisom didn't laugh this time. Her hands shook. So the stories were true. Every bead is a person. I don't just wear them, I carry them. That night, Chisom sat silently by the stream, her phone beside her, forgotten. What is the value of a human life? She asked herself. The next day, she walked with Mama Nene to the health post. She started helping with basic first aid. She watched women give birth. She saw babies take their first cries. She saw a man die from untreated malaria. The world wasn't filtered. It wasn't edited. It was raw, painful, and breathtaking. She started interviewing villagers, recording real stories, posting them online, not for clout, but for change. She launched a platform, Value for Life Africa, where people could report emergencies, donate to healthcare cases, and get first aid training in local languages. The same followers who once watched her dance to TikTok trends now watched her speak about neglected children, maternal mortality, and how villagers must return to being their neighbor's keeper. Months passed. Chisom's movement grew. Radio stations called her. A health NGO partnered with her. Back in the village, youth from surrounding towns began visiting Oghudu to sit under the udala tree. Mama Nene, with her frail fingers, taught them how to make herbal balm, clean wounds, and keep a person breathing. She became a living legend. One day, Chisom stood before a large crowd under the sun. With a camera crew, she filmed her grandmother's story, titled "The Beads of Blood and Breath." She ended the documentary with these words: "Technology is a gift, but if it takes away our soul, then we are already dead. Don't just record tragedy. Respond, react, respect life, value it, or risk losing your own." 2 years later, Mama Nene fell ill. The udala tree stood silent. The stories paused. As her breath weakened, Chisom sat by her bed, holding her hand. The old woman's necklace now had only one bead left, a golden one Chisom had added when she saved a pregnant woman from postpartum bleeding. "Mama," Chisom whispered, "you carried lives. You passed them to me. I won't let them fall. Then I can go in peace." And like a candle accepting the wind, she faded. At a burial, hundreds gathered: villagers, midwives, volunteers, strangers whose lives she touched. Chisom, dressed in a white lace wrapper, stood before the crowd. Around her neck was the same necklace, restored with more beads now, each one a new life saved. She lifted her head and said, "This necklace is not mine. It is ours. It is a reminder that one life is all it takes to start a revolution. That when we value one life, we honor all." She looked at the camera and spoke to the world. Let us not become a generation that watch life fade through a lens. Let us become a people who moved when others stood still. This is the legacy of Mama Nene, and it will live. And so, the story of Mama Nene comes to an end, but our legacy continues. In every life that is valued, in every hand that reaches out instead of pulling out the phone, and in every heart that chooses compassion over convenience. What would the world look like if we all wore beads of the lives we touched, not for fashion, but for purpose? Let the story remind us that every breath counts, that no one is too small to save a life, and no one is too small to be saved. Tell me, what does value for life mean to you? Have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between acting or watching? Have you witnessed someone place worth on a life that others ignored? I'd love to hear your stories, thoughts, and experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if this story moved you. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss more African stories that touch the heart and stir the soul. Until next time, I remain your storyteller. Stay kind, stay human, and always value life.